Hi and welcome along to this week's episode of Cannachat, where we casually chat about all things cannabis related. We appreciate you tuning in.
Hi guys, welcome along to Series 2 of Cannachat podcast. Thanks for joining us. For episode 1, we flew over to Amsterdam to chat with Jack from the Plug Medical Group, who's just entered the medical cannabis scene in the UK. As a lot of people are aware, the standard of cannabis-based medicine in the UK leaves a lot to be desired at the moment. Fortunately, over the next few months, there'll be a lot of reputable grassroots people entering the medical industry. With that being said, I'd like to welcome our first guest of the series, Jack, the owner of the Plug Coffee Shop and the Plug Medical Group. So Jack, welcome to the podcast and thanks for hosting it here in your coffee shop in Amsterdam. A lot of people will be aware of you through your successful coffee shops, the Plug here in Amsterdam and out in Barcelona, of course. But would you like to explain a wee bit more about yourself for those who are new to the industry?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me and thanks for flying out to do the
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Jack.
Yeah, so we own the Plug brand. We have multiple shops in the Netherlands, Barcelona, Thailand, and we have decided to get into the UK medical market just because we want to spread awareness across the UK and bring some fire to the market, as we've seen a lot of the product and it's not great. And we're from the UK, so it only feels right to try contribute
back to the UK and bring something back. Yeah, it's fantastic that you are. I mean, it's like I say, the standard is just standard's there to it, and it's good to see someone that knows what they're talking about bring something that we need to the market.
And it's quite exciting to be able to finally do something legally in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, like it's always been
something you're passionate about. Yeah. What got you into cannabis in the first place?
Just probably where I grew up. Everyone used to smoke, and you know, I enjoyed smoking cannabis for years. And I come to Amsterdam on my 18th birthday and was like, "Right, they're selling weed legally. Yeah. One day I'm gonna have a coffee shop."
Brilliant. So and since then,
I always, it was always a dream. So
brilliant.
It's just
now you're living that dream.
Yeah.
Fantastic, exactly. Man. Absolutely fantastic. I understand how hard the industry can be. So what drives your passion for cannabis? Just because what it gave you when you used to just enjoy it, it brought that passion?
Yeah, it just brings people together. There's a real strong community. It has so many medical benefits that no one really speaks about, you know.
It's been so hidden for so long. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just a good feeling. Like, you know, if you own a pub or something, everyone walks out drunk and then fighting, and like with weed, it's completely different. Yeah. Everyone's like chilled out, happy. Yeah. So
there's no arguments.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree. Listen.
Yeah. Or if you're angry and you smoke a joint, then you're like, oh, why was I even angry?
Amsterdam should be a great example of that. You know, when we go to Belfast and you look at everybody at the weekends, the clubs are fighting, they're ratting out in the streets. You come to here in Amsterdam, everybody's coming out of the coffee shops and say, hey man, sorry man.
Exactly.
It's like totally different perspective.
Exactly.
But that blows my mind how it took cannabis so long to get to this stage when it is like that. You know what I mean? The stigma has ruined it so much, and I mean, that's obviously down to the governments and stuff. What was the first step in the illegal industry that you took?
Well, Barcelona, but it's more of a private members social club. So fully legal, it was Amsterdam coffee shops.
Yeah. Right, okay. How long after that did you decide to venture into the Dutch market? But that sort of is your Dutch market, your first thing, really?
2 years after. So we opened in Barcelona in 2016.
Okay, right,
and then we opened in Amsterdam in 2018.
Okay. How does the Dutch coffee shop model compare to the Spanish social club model, and would you change anything, and which one would you prefer?
So they both have benefits. Yeah. Like in Barcelona, it's more of a members club, so people are very chilled out, and it's not like walking in and out. But in Spain, I like the size of the shops and
get more for your money in Spain, sort of, don't you? Where you can. I know it's expensive in Amsterdam too, but just do understand that. It is hard to really get a big, large shop and really blow things up out here, where Barcelona gives you more of an opportunity.
The problem here is you can't open a new shop, so basically you have to make do with what you've got.
Right, okay.
And if you want a shop, you have to buy a existing shop, where in Barcelona, where people were able to open new shops, they went for like much bigger ones, and
just to buy anything before, just for bricks and mortar.
And here, what I like is everything's 100% regulated, and legal. So you have your rules, you know where you stand. In Spain, unfortunately, it's like 1 month everything's
still a grey area.
1 month they're changing their mind about this and that, and you know, like these shops, this shop's got license number 1. It's been there for 49 years. Next year's 50 years.
Right. Okay.
So it's like
just from one person to the next. That's how it works. So most of the coffee shops over here, really, is it? Right. Okay.
Yeah. So they've been there a long time. So I prefer the rules over here.
Yeah.
But if they made the same rules here in Spain, I think Spain will eventually become busier because you have better weather, better food.
Yeah, there's a lot more to get from the country itself.
Yeah.
But it's a good model where it's where it works for you when you're moving into another coffee shop, I suppose, because you've got existing trade follows on from that, which is always good.
Of course.
Yeah, that's always beneficial. There seems to be a vast difference in quality between the legacy market and the emerging medical industry.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that people are legally producing better quality flowers than some of these licensed medical providers.
What my opinion on it is a lot of the people in the medical market are not real cannabis
enthusiasts.
They're more like pharmaceutical companies or people that don't really get it. You know, like with us,
grassroots.
Yeah, with us, it's like if the plant needs an extra week or 2 weeks, you'll leave it and you'll rather get the quality. Where a lot of these medical companies, they just follow a strict routine and they don't really understand what the patients need and what they want, you know. So I think that plays a massive role in it. But luckily, there's a lot more recreational or illegal cannabis guys getting into
the grassroots is finally I've been waiting for grassroots to finally get into the medical market for a long time, and now seeing people like yourself coming in it really is changing the game up. I mean,
I think in the next 2-3 years, like there'll be a lot of good product in the UK and in the medical market, and it will really improve, and I think the number of patients will shoot up into the millions quickly.
Listen, I think the UK medical markets became one of the UK became one of the biggest consumers in the world. We're 4 times bigger than Germany. Really speaks volumes. Do you know?
And like we're a small country, but we got so many people, probably 90 million people, and I reckon.
And we've got to look at the shitty weather every day, so get an excuse to run and chill out, relax.
So I reckon at least probably 10 million of them 90 million people actually smoke weed, and if they all know that it's legal.
The stigma
doesn't get arrested for it, and it has all these medical benefits,
and they're getting quality.
And they're getting quality. I think it will start blowing up.
I totally agree. Can't agree more. That brings me on to one of the main reasons I'm here to talk. You recently established TPMG, the Plug Medical Group. It must be a great feeling to know that you're bringing high quality flower to the UK patients.
Yes, of course. So what we done is taken a bit longer, because we wanted to grow our own products, bring some of our own genetics. We're working with Grounded and a few other great people who fully understand it. And we have produced our own products in an indoor facility in the UK. So nothing has to get radiated, and everything's really well done and great quality. Hopefully, the patients get to enjoy it.
That's fantastic. Listen, that's the exact answer I needed to hear. I mean, this is what I'm passionate about. I've been passionate about cannabis for many years now, and getting grassroots into the medical market, like I say, is something I'm really passionate about. And to know that there's likes of Grounded genetics and stuff behind it, and it's good genetics, good strong genetics, and then the fact that you spoke of the people involved in the deep heart of it that have the passion for doing it and making sure it goes right and the time's right. And at the end of the day, like you say, a lot of these sort of medical sort of pharmaceutical companies are coming in and they're just following protocol that says 67-day harvest, we'll cut in 67 days. That's not how it works. And that's good that the people with passion to grow are behind that. And that's big volumes for me. What's coming from yourselves.
Make the difference. You know, without that, it's either going to stay that way or we've got to change it and make it good.
So, I mean, people need to understand this. It's like a high-class whiskey. You can buy a cheap whiskey at £2, or you can buy a high-class whiskey at £250. It's a difference, and it's the same with cannabis. It's no different.
100%.
I'm of the opinion that when irradiated, flower loses a lot of beneficial terpenes and flavonoids through its process. I'm presuming your opinion is quite similar to this.
I totally agree. And that's why we decided to grow in a facility in the UK rather than somewhere like Macedonia or Canada, and you know, then you got
you're comparing the standards from the start. You know, you have to meet that standard.
I think it's important. It takes the goodness away.
Well, I think it's good that it's done in home soil too, because most of the home soil is all pharmaceutical. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see a bit of grassroots coming to home back to the UK. As someone who is involved in prescribing cannabis-based medicines myself, I believe the UK medical cannabis industry is lacking consistent quality, and I'm looking forward to trying these new cultivars you have in the way. Could you explain a bit about the cultivars that are coming?
Yeah. You mean like
what strains they are? Yeah.
So we have 3 strains dropping first, and then we have another 3. The first 3, I believe, will be Ozark, which is OZK cross that Grounded Genetics done.
Nice.
We have RX11, which is another cross from Grounded, which is RS11 cross with Skittles. And we have Z Berries, which is another Z cross.
That's what I'm anticipating trying myself. I'm anticipating trying
I'm not sure about the heritage of the genetics, but we can add the link to.
That's cool. We'll add a link at the end of the podcast with all the genetics and whatnot. Let people get a bit of insight on the genetics and what's coming. Let them get prepared. The UK has rapidly became, as we said, one of the largest consumers of cannabis-based medicines.
Yeah.
Are you guys hopeful to keep up with the growing demand?
Yeah. Well, we have enough product. Hopefully, next time we speak, I say we don't have enough product, and then things are going good.
Yeah.
So
you're hopeful. You're definitely hopeful of this. I'd say it is going to be supply and demand, but you are hopeful. But
it is.
You're expected for this wave anyway.
Yeah. What the thing is, it's like what I understand from doing research, people really use these products as medicine. So we've had mixed feedback about the response of us doing something because, we're a recreational brand. We have coffee shops. Some people don't like that concept, but when they get the product and they see the difference, I'm sure slowly people will change over. So hopefully they're not too hard on us and they give us a chance.
No, let's think everyone will give me a chance. Say everyone out there is ready to see something good quality in the medical market. It's long overdue, as I said. As an advocate and patient myself, I'd like to see cannabis decriminalised long term. What would be your ideal goal for cannabis as a whole?
Well, ideally they'll decriminalise it and allow us to have dispensary style shops or smoking lounges in the UK where everyone can just walk in and
build a community.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what happens with cannabis, as you know.
I think it's important. And like, if you see, I think it's Teesside Cannabis Club, like they've got something amazing.
They've been going for a long time now and have really established something really well, and they have support from the police and stuff too.
And I think that's all that's needed. Like,
it's police time it cuts as well. I think that's why the police got involved in, because they see the police time wasted in this.
Amazing that they allowed them to do that. And they ain't had no dramas or no problems. And it's like, maybe everyone just needs to loosen up.
You should use Teesside as an example. I mean, Teesside's gone many years now. You should just use that as an example and compare that to the bars. And the trouble at one bar, and then compare Teesside. And sort of, it's a no-brainer, do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. It's unbelievable, but I wish that every police constabulary can understand this. And come on board. Yeah, give it a go.
It's even hard to get in communication with the constabularies of how to open them up and explain the laws and the cannabis now. It's mind-blowing. You just can't even get the communication. But listen, I've really enjoyed this podcast. It's been great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Jack, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll add all the contact details to the Plug Medical Group at the end of this. If you want to see any details for the Plug Medical Group, go on, check at the end of the podcast. I'll put strain information at the end of the podcast. Is there anything else at all you'd like to add, Jack?
No, well, let's just see how it goes, and we'll meet again in 6 months and we'll give them an update.
We'll keep doing it.
Thank you very much for coming.
Pleasure, Jack. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
We'd like to thank you for joining us for this week's episode. We'll catch you again soon for some more Cannachat. And remember, the real crime is knowing cannabis can help others, but doing nothing about it.